What was he doing on the roof? Why didn't he just call emergency services, just in case? If that was me, I would have definitely have done that. Especially knowing something like this could put my family through grief and sorrow. It's Advice Wednesday, Certified Asshole Edition.
Oh.
Here on MKUSUAL. It's like MK Ultra, but normal.
It is normal.
Nick has one, but every single one I've picked out today has been certified asshole.
I got a pretty controversial one.
Okay. And I don't even know if we'll consider all my people assholes. You want to start? You want to start, or should I start?
Well, are yours heavy?
Some of them yes, some of them no. I got enough that we can.
Because this one,
is it pretty heavy?
pretty heavy, and you'll get the joke here in a second. Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend, 22 male, that his opinion doesn't decide whether I get a breast reduction?
Okay.
This is a heavy. They're heavies. I, 21 female, have been seriously considering a breast reduction for a while now. I have larger breasts and they cause me constant back pain, discomfort, and make it difficult to find clothes that fit properly. I've done my research and have already had a consultation with a couple doctors to see what my options are. When I brought this up to my boyfriend, 22 male, he immediately got upset.
He's like, that's not part of the deal.
He told me he doesn't want me to go through with it because he loves my body the way it is and feels like I'd be, quote, changing a part of myself unnecessarily. I tried explaining that this is about my comfort and health, not about how I look or how he feels about my body. Then he said something along the lines of, well, I'd hope you'd at least get my input before making a decision like this. I told him that while I value his opinion, ultimately it's my body and my choice, and I don't need his approval to go through with a surgery that's for my well-being. He hasn't been outright hostile, but he's been cold and distant ever since. He says he feels like I'm dismissing his feelings. I don't think I've done anything wrong, but now I'm starting to question if I was too blunt in my response. Am I the asshole? Fiery Frost Babe. I thought 21F was her bra size.
Yeah, maybe it is. No, you're not the asshole.
No, clearly not the asshole. We're not the asshole, just
You might lose your boyfriend over this.
You might lose
He's
your
definitely in this for the titties.
extremely shallow boyfriend over this.
Yeah.
Like, just because she's getting a breast reduction, like, doesn't mean they're going to be small. Like, she's probably got,
Yeah.
Probably
He probably doesn't even know, like, I don't know. No, he's the asshole.
What's the weird science rule? Just enough a handful is enough?
Yeah.
That's all you need.
That's a good, yeah. If you're in pain,
Right.
dear God,
The clothes thing.
It's fucking up your back.
If I had giant milks and I couldn't find clothes,
That would be very irritating.
that would be frustrating. The back pain, I could do some sit-ups or stretch but
Yeah. No, that's a good one. That's a good lighthearted way to start this off. Yep, you're gonna lose him, but it sounds like he doesn't deserve you.
yep.
Doesn't deserve you, Queen. Let's see here.
Hit me with it.
This one's a little odd. Am I the asshole for making my children pay for their own portion of our family vacation? We have been planning on going on vacation to Cuba for the holidays for a week.
Okay.
It's pretty pricey during the holidays, but that's the only time we can go. We have 3 children. This is where it gets a little weird. 20-year-old female, 15-year-old male, 12-year-old female, who we're making them pay for their own tickets on part of the hotel since we couldn't be financially stable enough to pay for 5 plane tickets and such. My 12-year-old daughter has been complaining that since the other 2 have jobs and she doesn't, that it's not fair. Doesn't make any sense. I don't even think you can legally work at the age of 12. However, we've decided to stick firm with it and be equal to them all. Their other option, if they don't want to pay, is staying at grandma's. She has savings, which are just enough to cover the vacation, but she also wants to save up for a phone. My other 2 children are happy that they have to pay, aren't happy that they have to pay for their own, but they are willing to since we'd be going to Cuba. Okay, I never thought of children being like, yay, Cuba. Am I the asshole for, there's a lot of bizarre aspects of this. Am I the asshole for making them pay? I feel like most families don't make their children pay for their own ticket and hotel, but since we really want to go, my wife and I think it's the best option. My 12-year-old daughter is almost 13. Yeah. So apparently she has worked for his business a couple times, for which he would pay her. So the savings are from her work with him. I think this is fucking bizarre to make a 12-year-old, to tell a 12-year-old, we're going to plan a vacation. 15-year-old too, honestly. 20-year-old should be like out of the house.
Okay,
like plan a family vacation to Cuba for some reason.
Like, well, okay, like why Cuba and why Cuba so bad? Was he a former guard at the Guantanamo Bay facility?
Yeah.
And he's like going back to Normandy to like, I don't know.
I didn't even know you could just do that.
What do you mean?
I didn't know you could just go to Cuba.
Oh. I
didn't know. I guess you can. I thought maybe we had some kind of embargo with them or something.
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't either. I never considered it, but
so
definitely the asshole.
Yeah, and it's weird too. It's almost like gaslighting the 12-year-old.
And like ultimatums, yeah.
Like, well, you don't have to pay, but we're gonna have to like stay at grandma's house.
I mean, why can't they like work out if she's working for his business, like as a family business, or like
they just don't have the money.
That's another thing.
They don't have the money for this vacation. Yeah,
right. That was my just a knee-jerk reaction was don't go.
Yeah.
Or just why does everyone love Cuba so much that everyone has to go?
It's also really weird that they're like, we're going during the holidays, which is the most expensive time to go.
Right.
But it's like, I mean, I would assume, part of me was immediately like, okay, maybe this is like an immigrant or first generation, like American. He has family there. Too. But you would really think, one, that would be mentioned, which is not. But two, at least grandma's not there.
Right.
She's here because that's the threat, is you got to stay with grandma.
Yeah.
So I kind of don't think this is a situation where they're visiting family.
That would explain the like drive to go.
That would. But also like you think that would be mentioned at all?
Right. Hey, it's our only chance to get off work at the same, whatever, to coordinate a trip to...
Also, they're staying in a hotel. He said the reason they picked the holidays is because the only time they could all go. I mean, like, they're all off work and shit. I don't think they're visiting family. I think just for whatever reason...
They want to go to Cuba.
They want to go to Cuba, and they want their 12-year-old to pay.
I mean, that can't be a cheap...
Just leave leave the 2 kids at grandma's and just take a trip with your wife.
Yeah.
It's weird to like create a family memory event of this family vacation and then like one of them or multiple of them just like don't. You're turning something that would be very normal to be like mom and dad are taking like a second honeymoon or something, and you're turning it into this weird memory where this person's gonna grow up and be like, yeah, my dad wanted me to buy a ticket to Cuba one Christmas.
Right.
So I didn't get to spend Christmas with the family because I was 12 years old and I didn't have money to go to Cuba. Like, that's fucking weird. That's creating like a weird memory.
Well, yeah, it's also like, yeah, that's bizarre. Like, okay,
if it is a family thing, why ain't grandma coming?
Or why can't the 12-year-old, if she's working for his business, and she doesn't have the money now, make a deal like, hey, I'll take a percentage.
Yeah.
and you can work on paying me back. But then, like, they obviously, they don't have the money one way or
Yeah, I just don't think they have the
other.
money.
So it's like forcing this thing that no one can afford onto everyone, and then excluding them if they can't do it. It's certified asshole.
Certified asshole edition. That's what I'm saying. All right, next. Certified asshole. Am I the asshole? This is back in the child trauma genre. For making my son invite his school bully to his birthday party. Am I the asshole for making my son invite his school bully to his birthday party? I'm a 41-year-old male. My son is a 11-year-old male, Aaron. Had his birthday party recently along with his twin sister. 11 female, we get it. While sending out invites to everyone, Aaron told me that he doesn't want to invite Ben from his class because he's a bully. He said he'd rather not have him come. I want to clarify that by bully, it's nothing really physical. He apparently just makes fun of him, teases him with girls' names. Once he even sent a girl in his class a letter by making it in Aaron's name. I know Ben's parents and we work together. And I also know the child. He's just mischievous and hasn't really touched Aaron physically. He keeps saying really. He keeps saying he hasn't really physically attacked my son.
He's discounting it.
He just makes fun of him, etc.
He's taking about 20% off for him.
I told him it's not a good thing to prevent him from arriving when others would be, but he strongly refused. He said, I'm trying to ruin his day. I told him that while it's his birthday and he should have fun, it's also important to not punish someone else just because they're mischievous. I explained that he had to be the better man, especially since Ben hasn't really done anything, except for making fun of him, teasing him, and sending girls letters as people do in that age group. He got upset and asked Sarah, his twin sister, to back him up, and she was on his side. I didn't back down, however, good for you sticking up to these 11-year-olds, and made him accept that Benjamin, he calls him by his full name, would be coming. The party went just fine. Aaron wasn't happy that Ben was there, but he managed to hold in his disappointment till everyone left. The party did not go fine.
You ruined your son's birthday.
You ruined your son's birthday and also your daughter's birthday.
Yeah, because they're in agreement. So
Then he began to yell at me, stating that he hates me. The party went fine until he started yelling that he hates me and that he'd never talk to me. I just don't want to allow my son to throw a tantrum like that again. Ben hasn't really done anything bad or bullied him in other ways. What the fuck?
dude,
Gaslighting your freaking kid.
I mean, that's like, okay, yeah. Certified asshole.
That to me is like near sadistic.
Yeah, he's deaf, and he's trying to like not only gaslight his kid, but like get people on the internet on his side. Because
You're 11 years old.
against your
What are you gonna?
your 11-year-old
Are you
kid.
gonna show him this and be like, "Look, the whole world's against you. It's me and Ben, buddy. Me and Ben and Ben's dad."
Like what? Okay, like Ben. The only
There's literally, I saw a sketch on Reels or like YouTube Shorts that was like this, almost this story this week. It was like a dad who was embarrassed to drop his kid off in front of the school. And then he's like, he's like, "You're a nerd. You need to be more like Billy's." And he's like, "But Billy's a jerk. He like threw me in the trash can." He's like, "Yeah, well, I went to high school with Billy's dad, and Billy's dad's cool." Like, that's literally what this is. This is fucking weird. You care more about what your work guy thinks.
was that their relationship?
He said that his relationship is he works with Ben's dad.
Okay.
So you can kind of understand how the dad's in an awkward social situation. Maybe it's his fucking boss's kid or something. But he's being a total pussy and a weirdo. I mean, I don't think anything. I can understand how this could be weird. Let's say Ben's dad is this guy's boss. Okay. That could be weird. but he's trying to weasel out of like, and to not even give his son like there's no point in the story where he like listens to the kid and says, I understand that that's hurtful.
Yeah.
He just immediately is like, it's not that bad. He's not really hurting you. Get over it. I don't know.
Yeah, the work thing throws a wrench in it. Because then you have to like go to work and be like, why didn't Ben come? It's like, well,
yeah, like I get how that could be awkward, but dude, you're a grown man. You're 41 years old. You have this kid.
You can't stand up for your fucking kid. Mm-hmm. You can't do it.
I'm not saying you gotta go punch the guy's dad, but you could just be like, look, they don't get along.
Yeah,
look, your kid, like, he calls him names. He like did this weird shit with his letter. Like, okay, kids do shit, but like, they don't get along. My son doesn't want him there. I mean, look, it's his birthday party. I want to give him a nice day. I want to acknowledge his feelings. He gets to be friends with who he wants to be friends with. It's not like my kid's bullying your kid. There's a million ways you can handle this as adults. To me, this is just a super immature person.
Yeah.
Who's putting his own feelings and status over his kids' developmental well-being, I would argue.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like...
To have like...
You're one of... Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Well, but yeah, you're right. The developmental thing, he's like not... It's going to fuck him up. That would fuck me up.
Well, first of all, yeah, I mean, assuming the mom's still around, this is one of two of the people who should be like unconditionally love you in your life.
You should be able to trust them with your feelings.
It's the only dad you have.
And if you see them not... Yeah.
This kid now knows at like 5th grade level that like if somebody bullies him in life, his main male role model is gonna roll over and take the bully side.
Yeah.
Certified asshole. All right, next.
Damn, that one made me sad.
Let's get sadder. Accident Reasonable 30 asks, am I the asshole for laughing at my boyfriend for crying? My boyfriend came to my place yesterday evening. I could tell he was exhausted from work. We were about to watch a movie, but he wanted to take a shower first. He came out a few minutes later and looked for something in his jacket. He looked distraught. I asked him, what's wrong? And he started laughing while crying a bit. He said he bought a Snickers and couldn't find it, but he wanted to eat it. He looked everywhere, but didn't find it. And then he started breaking down a bit. I know it sounds bad, but I just started laughing because the situation seemed so bizarre to me and I've never seen him cry before. We dated for 10 months now, and this is the first time I saw him cry, which is insane, but I think that's kind of the reason I laughed. Anyway, he looked at me a while, I laughed a bit, and his face kind of dropped. He put on his clothes and told me he'd go home now. I wanted him to stay because we wanted to watch a movie, but he left anyway. I tried texting him the whole night, but he didn't text back. I tried calling him, but he doesn't pick up. And I know when he's been online for an hour, I feel like he's mad at me, or maybe he needs someone for himself, but I feel kind of bad laughing. Okay, guy's obviously going through something.
He had one small comfort or joy to look forward to.
He comes home exhausted, he's like...
Yeah.
Maybe he was even...
But he was like, that's like a hysterical reaction because he's like laughing. He's like, he gets that it's absurd in a way, but that in and of itself is like a more frustrating level to, like.
And it's not like, okay, I would totally kind of get it if like
Why
he was a crier and he just was like always crying over like little things.
In 10 months, this was the straw that broke his fucking back.
Yeah, he had a rough day. Also, just the way she writes it, she doesn't like... She actually doesn't make any attempt to plead his case. Like, she doesn't say, like, this is what he does, this is why he worked late, I could understand why he's stressed. There's, like, zero of that in here. It's just that he left and we wanted to watch a movie and now she's worried he's mad. This is a particular type of woman. They're not all this way, but there's a particular type of woman who sees shit like that as, like, a weakness.
Yeah.
any like emotion in a dude. This is why dudes, the older they get, they become a little more closed off.
Can't trust.
You can't trust because what's going to happen now...
You can't feel safe sharing.
Yeah, what's going to happen now is this dude's going to associate showing like any negative emotion as like a big weakness, and he's going to associate it with you laughing at him and basically emasculating him. So
here's something. She could have just said, "Hey,
I'm
babe,
sorry.
Why don't you get the movie ready? I'm gonna run to the gas station that is definitely within 3 miles of anywhere they are in the world. Get you a king size Snickers because you're my king, and
Yeah, treat your man. He just worked hard all day. Nope.
go spend $2.79 and like make his fucking week with a candy bar and a simple act.
Be
of kindness.
his peace. Yeah, the closest she comes is I feel kind of bad.
She doesn't.
I feel like he's mad or maybe needs some time to himself.
She does not feel bad about. She's not empathizing. She feels bad that he saw her do that.
She feels bad that there's like a consequence.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all know these people. Anyway.
Oof. What was her username?
Let's see here. Accident Reasonable 30. I feel like
That's a throwaway.
that's a throwaway, and what I hear in that is
Ironic.
accident. Like I accidentally laughed. I can't
Yeah.
control it. And reasonable, like my actions are reasonable anyway. Next, let me see which one we want to do here. Oh God, that one's really heavy. I might skip that one. Here's a man. Okay. We jumped on the women there a little bit. Let's jump on a man here. Am I the asshole for not complimenting my wife? Not complimenting my wife so that she won't become vain. Context. Yeah, dude, I told you, it's a certified asshole.
It took a turn there. That's like this one time, and then no, this is like okay.
Context. My wife, 29 years old, and I, 31 years old, male, have been together for 10 years. We share 3 children, 9, 7, 5. My wife was never someone to really dress up or put too much thought into her looks. She always been beautiful, but never did much to highlight it until recently. She went through this crisis of feeling like she didn't have a personality outside of being a mom. Something like that. So for the last 2 years, she started traveling more, joining different groups, dressing really nicely, wearing makeup. She's cheating on you, bro. No. I never realized how much of a difference it would make, but people treat her completely different. She is constantly getting complimented, told she should be in magazines. She'll come home and happily tell me about the random stranger who was so nice to her. She randomly gets gifts. Lady at her job bought her a book series she was interested in. I think a lady at your wife's job buying her a book is not a fucking "oh, you're so sexy" gift. The bullshit has already begun. She gets hit on. When we go out, all these dudes want to buy her drinks. Even my family has noticed. And all of a sudden, it seems like they're wondering how I ended up with her. Honestly, it's a bit overwhelming for me and something I'm just not used to. It's kind of become annoying. Anyway, she was going out with friends and she asked me how she looked. I just said fine. She seemed disappointed by this. My sister was over and commented that I should hype her up. I said, why should I when the world already does? Very philosophical. That I don't want her thinking too highly of herself and becoming more vain. My sister looked shocked and said, what the fuck's up?
Wow.
Said that's low-key abusive. It's a little far. And I'm an asshole, definitely. I think she overthinking it, but decided to get outside opinions. This is one of those that's way more complicated than it seems, in my opinion.
Yes, but
Oh, you're a certifiable asshole.
the fact that he said that to her that was his reason, and he told her why.
Yeah, he's a certifiable asshole. Well, he's not dealing with his emotions, honestly. He's worried he's losing her.
He's jealous. He feels like maybe guilty that he he probably never did this before.
Did what before?
Like say she was, like, give her compliments before. You see, like,
maybe, yeah. Okay, I could see that point of view. I kind of saw it opposite. I saw it as she's a frumpy hot girl.
she's like the 90s makeover where they, like,
Yes.
take the glasses off and let the ponytail down, and she's like a smoke show.
Yes. And for whatever reason, he bagged her.
She's probably wearing, like, comfortable, I need to be a mom all day for 3 young children clothes.
Yeah, maybe when they met in college or something, she was like
And now they're, like, older.
nerdy.
Yeah. They're, like, older. She's got more time to go have a life.
Hitting her sexual peak.
She is hitting her sexual
like a
peak
early 40s or whatever.
after having 3 children. Like,
Yeah. Dude.
the times that normally you would go out and have these, like, hey, look at me experiences, she was at home raising your children.
Look, I don't have kids. I don't have 3 kids, much less 3 kids, I believe, all under the age of 10.
10, yeah.
I don't know how much time. To me, it seems a little odd to be like out with friends and traveling alone and shit a lot. Like, to me, that seems a little. I don't know. I'm not gonna judge anyone's lifestyle, but to me, I do feel like if you have that many kids and you're married, like, you should be doing stuff together. Not that you can't have a life with friends and stuff. I don't know. I'm not saying she's doing anything wrong. I think what's going on here is my main point is he's not just jealous, he's like scared she's gonna leave him or
Yeah.
cheat on him and break up the marriage. Now, that being said,
He has some type of insecurity.
he has an insecurity, but then the red flag to me is that he makes it about her being vain.
Yeah.
Instead of admitting this is why he's gonna doom this whole thing. This is why he's gonna fuck this up, brother. Listen to me. If you don't get real about why you're upset about this, you're gonna fuck this up. If you make it about a character flaw that she's vain, then and you double down and become the only guy in her life who's not gonna tell her she's pretty, your wife who gave you 3 kids, you maniac. You are
triple down by telling her this with a witness.
Oh, do you think she was in the room when he told the sister that?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. I bet they
Yeah.
were all sitting at the kitchen table.
Yeah, I consider this kind of similar to the kid's birthday party thing where it's like okay, legitimately, I could see why you would worry or get jealous if your wife out of nowhere becomes this smoke show and is out all the time and people are hitting on them like in front of you and they want to dress like, who knows, maybe she's one of those that doesn't, like, when she goes out with him, she's not dressing super sexy, but when she goes out with the girls, she's dressing super sexy, you know what I mean? I think there's something to be said for that being kind of bullshit. There could be legitimate reasons why he could be a little insecure or jealous. There could be legitimate reasons.
That's on him.
But no, he's handled it so wrong that it's completely on him.
Yeah.
And you could tell that he's obviously not giving her time to, I don't know.
He's definitely certifiable asshole. I don't think she's doing anything wrong.
No, I don't think that. I could just see how he could become insecure, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
And I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with him, given the context, like having an insecurity. Like, just like I'm gonna not assume that he was like keeping her locked up in the house. It seems like he's not controlling. Like, when
Right.
she decided she wanted to get out and change her hair and change her outfit and go, it seems like, he didn't mention like huge blow up fights because somebody like hit on her, which she can't control.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like he's super controlling. It sounds like he's like getting jealous and he's not processing it and handling it well. He's like blaming her for his jealousy.
I agree.
All right. The asshole parade continues. How heavy do you want to go for this last one? Because we're reaching the end.
Let's just swing for the fences.
All right. because there are some pretty light ones here.
We will suffer for your entertainment.
Would I be the asshole if I said my coworker's brother's death wasn't a tragedy due to how preventable it is?
Okay, wait. Say that again.
Would I be the asshole if I told my coworker that his brother's death wasn't a tragedy?
Okay. I did hear that correctly. It just didn't.
Yeah. Last week has been quite a disaster for my coworker, 30-year-old female. You can call her, this is weird. He does like 4 different spellings of the name Allie.
Okay.
Which makes me think it might be her real name. But anyway, I remember her being confident and content the day we went into work. Her brother Rhett, 26-year-old male, would end up falling off a roof of his house hours later. Haha, she was so confident. Couldn't prevent your brother's death, could you, Allie? This guy sounds like a huge creep. From what I've heard, he was conscious at the time of the hit and believed he was okay, and that he felt fine, so he didn't call emergency services. Turns out he was really messed up internally and died. And when I found out Allie's brother died, I was shocked and saddened by her loss. I couldn't imagine losing a sibling. However, when I heard some more information, I couldn't help but think he was reckless. What was he doing on the roof? Why didn't he just call emergency services, just in case? If that was me, I would have definitely have done that, especially knowing something like this could put my family through grief and sorrow if it ended fatally. It was unfortunate that they had to lose him, but when I think of tragedy, he's just not what I think of. Careless and reckless deaths don't belong in the same context as tragedy as other types of deaths. Now, I would never say this to Allie, but I've considered venting this to other friends and coworkers. He's like jealous that she's getting attention that her brother died, but I just don't know if they would see my point or not. Many of the coworkers especially seem like the type who would disagree with my stance, but it only makes me feel it's stronger in a sense. A reason why this would come off as asshole type behavior is that Rhett was a minimum wage worker from lower class income.
Business class.
And he may have just decided to let it go because he was afraid of being in steep medical debt if he went to the hospital. I do see the point of how class would have effect on his death, but I don't know if it was really his reasoning. I don't know him well, and I'm not a minimum wage worker. Would just simply venting to somebody I know who knew Allie or Rhett be out of line?
Yeah.
What the fuck? What the fuck? He's created this whole fuck. He just worked with this person whose sibling dies who he didn't know. And he's just created this whole insane thing about why it like annoys him that the guy died.
I need like 1 second
Okay.
to fully digest
Had
this.
I been this minimum wage worker, I would have phoned emergency services. What was he
However,
doing?
I am not.
However, I'm not. And he even says, in one part he goes, I don't know what he was doing on the roof. And then he says he was like a laborer. So he does know what he was doing on the roof.
Wait, did it say if it was his own roof or if it was...
It doesn't.
It doesn't. Okay.
I don't believe so.
I guess my
Oh, yeah.
I felt like he was on his own roof doing something, which would make sense. Like, well, I'm not gonna get both. I'm not gonna
Falling off a roof.
a roof. Okay.
Oh, of his house. That's weird. That's a weird way to put that. He's probably doing something.
He was fixing something himself because he can't afford to call a contractor and
Yeah.
get extorted.
Fell off. Was like, do I need an ambulance? Was like, no. Was
Like,
more-
I should wait till someone's home so they can hold the ladder, or so I can, not try to drag a bucket of tools up here by myself. Or
What a plebe.
man,
That's such a Reddit. Like, I realize they certified assholed him, but like the way he explains all this and like overly like he's trying to like Sherlock Holmes this thing.
yeah.
Like the dude was putting up a satellite dish and fucking fell off and died because he's poor and he can't afford a fucking. And instead of being like that's a tragedy, it's just like, but what was he doing? Why wouldn't he?
He tried to hit the gritty on the roof and make a TikTok.
And then he's not. There's no introspection. There's no introspection, because the purpose of his question is not, "Am I weird for thinking this way?" If he asked that,
He's like, I'm gonna do it.
yeah, exactly. If his question was, "Am I the asshole for feeling this way?" That might be one thing, because it'd be like, yeah, you kind of are, but his question is like, I really need to tell somebody.
He's like, would I be? And he also knows the reaction he's gonna get. Mm-hmm. He says
that knowing they'll disagree with him makes him feel more strongly.
He's trying to talk himself into doing this.
He's such a contrarian.
For what?
Weirdo. Okay, I picture this guy. He's like a fedora weirdo, and Allie is like pretty, and like office popular maybe.
Yep.
And this guy's just like, why is Allie? He says they're close or friends or whatever, but like really he's just like,
she's nice to him at work.
She's nice to him at work, and really it bugs. He doesn't. She's a normie to him. Mm-hmm. And it bugs him. Yeah. You know, you should tell, buddy. You should tell Allie, because then she'll fall in love with you based on your logic. She'll be like, I was sad about my brother dying, but you're so logical. Some whacked out shit, dude. I can see if there's a palate cleanser, but I feel like I want to end on that.
Yeah, we should. Yeah,
all of these are bummers, because I did go certified asshole route. Okay. So there's not a single one of these that's going to lift the spirits.
Well,
I chose that direction.
You want me to
could have saved the Can you read the boobs one again?
That's what I was going to say. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Read the big titties one again. I keep waiting for the week where we accidentally, two people on opposite sides of like a dispute, have both gone to Reddit, and we somehow find them. I'm sure that the odds of that are extremely low.
I don't know, because like Redditors are a certain type of people.
Yeah.
They're obviously very diverse type of people, but there is like something about these types of forums that attracts. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a way to have a social life without having a social life. Yeah. Anyway, we love you. Comment your problems below.
Like and subscribe.
Subscribe.
If you just like to watch, you don't have to talk.
A subscription is free. I probably have upwards of 120 YouTube subscriptions. It does not affect my viewing experience whatsoever. There's just more shit that I like.
I don't even see my subscriptions in my fucking first page on YouTube. Most of the time.
Oh, I gotta scroll through my actual.
You
subscribe.
They make it a separate tab, so you can like help us out and ignore us for your own.
Thanks. It helps the algorithm, I guess. I don't understand the algorithm.
Yeah.
The algorithm. Anyway, tomorrow is Reaction Mailbox Thursday. Nick always finds these amazing things, and we sit here and we react to them. It always devolves into Elvis is alive.
If we do a celebrity story, it's because they're still alive.
Yeah.
That's guaranteed.
There might be one big titty goth girl. There would definitely be Bigfoot.
Oh, I threw that one in for...
I know.
For me. That one leaked. Bye. We love you.